people tend to vote more on the vibe, not on the policies. So when Hillary put Tim Kaine as her VP, people in these Rust Belt states and these working class whites, they basically looked at the Democrat Party and said, you're really offering us nothing anymore. Like, there's nothing in this party that relates to me anymore. There's nothing in this party that speaks to me anymore. You know, when Obama came along, he spoke about working class issues, and then he put Joe Biden as his VP. And then now we have Hillary with Tim Kaine from Virginia. So the party has really started to drift away from that. Now, when Biden became the nominee, a lot of those voters came back in 2020. Not all of them, but some of them were peeled away from Trump. And if you look at the reason why Trump lost in 2020, it had very little to do with losing African Americans or Hispanics. In fact, I think he did better, especially with Hispanics. I think he did much better, which is why the Trump campaign to me right now is so puzzling. Like, they think they're going to be able to win by peeling off what, like 1-2% of African Americans and Hispanics, when really they should be focused on the group that they lost in 2020, which is the working class blue collar whites in those Rust Belt states. That's who switched. So what we see here is the Democrat ticket saying we need to get these voters back. And we're going to throw this guy up there who happens to be an extreme leftist, but don't worry about it because he speaks in the working class vernacular. And that's exactly what you heard there. Now, similarly, Trump has chosen J.D. Vance, who is also of that ilk and from that world and speaks in that vernacular. So in a way, it's kind of crazy. In a way, it's like J.D. Vance versus this guy now, because it's basically these three states that are going to decide the election. And Georgia is going to be huge too. But I think, you know, for Trump, first of all, he needs Georgia and Arizona, and then he needs to tack on one or two more. If he gets Nevada, he only needs one of the Rust Belt states. If he doesn't get Nevada, he needs two Rust Belt states. So what you see here is both campaigns acknowledging in their vice presidential pick that they desperately need the working class white voters, blue collar voters. Whenever people say blue collar voters, they really mean working class whites. They just don't want to say it like that. That's who they're trying to get back. And so now we have basically a battle over the Rust Belt, who can out working class each other. And I have long advised Trump to listen to the people who guided him in 2016 and not the people who are guiding him now. I'm not going to mention names about the people who are guiding him now, but they are not the people who are guiding him in 2016. And if he wants to win, he needs to get these voters back. And the only way you can do that is by speaking to them and speaking to their issues. Now, it remains yet to be seen whether this Tim Walz will speak to their issues, or rather Kamala will speak to their issues, more importantly, which is job loss and trade and NAFTA and tariffs and that kind of thing, and less about the cultural issues. Like if this whole election is about abortion and IVF, you might as well just end it right now, because it's going to be a Harris win. As much as vocalizing that is probably against the rules of this channel, but so that's what's going on here. So honestly, in a way, this isn't really a horrible pick for her. If I were her, I would have picked Mark Kelly, because I look at Mark Kelly and it's like, Mark Kelly is the perfect candidate. Like he's moderate. He won in Arizona. I think the country really likes Mark Kelly, and they know Mark Kelly mostly because of him being the husband of Gabby Giffords. Now, I know that shooting happened, like, when was that? 2010, 2011? It was a while ago, but still, I just think a lot of people like him, and that's why he won in Arizona. He was, like, very unassuming. There were a few issues where he took umbrage with the Democrat position on it. Like, I think one of them was immigration. He's gone against the Biden administration on immigration, and maybe that's why. You know, there have been a lot of comments from him that have been critical of Biden, and that might be why. So it's a bizarre pick in that no one knows who he is, and it's a bizarre pick in that she overlooked two really good choices in I keep wanting to say Ben Shapiro. That would have been a great choice for VP, Ben Shapiro on the Democrat side. No, Josh Shapiro. He doesn't really look like a Josh, so I'm hesitant to say that all the time. But Josh Shapiro, Pennsylvania, would have been an amazing pick, and that's 19 electoral votes in the bag. So why she would pass that up? Honestly, I think something happened late. Something must have broke about in terms of the vetting of him, because look at this rollout was in Philadelphia. Why would you do a rollout for a VP? Now I know Philadelphia is a swing state, but do it in this guy's hometown. Like go to wherever, Minnesota, and announce it. Don't go to Philadelphia, because so I think they had planned to go to Philadelphia to announce Shapiro, and something happened. That's just what I think. And if somebody could tell me what the deal was with Mark Kelly and why he couldn't be the pick, by all means. But so anyway, that's my analysis. If you want the she's extreme left, she's San Francisco liberal, and he's BLM, he's extreme leftist, liberal, progressive, communist. Well, you can go to the other channels to find that the shallow interpretation.